Today, I want to talk about something which seems very prevalent in our society today, and that is the growing trend of unfaithfulness in relationships and marriage, or if you like, cheating in relationships. Is this something new? Not really. Cheating or unfaithfulness in relationships is as old as we can remember, and there are several instances in history of men and women who have cheated on their partners. Even though this phenomenon is not new, it seems to be prevalent in our society today. Maybe it is social media that is making us more aware of these things that happen. I just want to say that the thoughts shared in this video will be useful for everyone, single or married. You'll either be dealing with issues of fornication or dealing with issues of adultery. And I overheard recently that fornication actually is adultery in training. Can we get real now? Okay. A common question you often hear is that why do men cheat or why do women cheat? And for me, the simple answer is because they want to cheat. The book of James chapter 1 verse 14 says that, but every person is tempted when they are drawn by their own lust and enticed. Let's face it, we are all sexual beings. We are products of sex, and for some of us, we are performers of sex. The beginning of all issues around cheating, unfaithfulness, adultery, fornication, whatever you call it, always stems from temptation. Temptations are things that we all experience on a daily basis, from left, right, center, back, everywhere you turn around. Temptation is staring you in the face. It has even become more worse in an era of social media and the internet, where at the click of the button, anything uninvited can appear on your screen. Although temptations are unavoidable, we certainly do have the ability to reduce the frequency of temptations, or actually, and most importantly, deal with temptations when they arise. A very important lesson on dealing with temptations that I learned many years ago is found in Matthew chapter 4, where Jesus was tempted by the devil. And I just want to unpack some of the lessons in there that hopefully will be useful to us all in how we manage temptations when they come. For me, the key thing about temptation is that it hits you hard when you are in your most vulnerable state. For Jesus in the wilderness, it was hunger. He had fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, and he was very hungry. And that was the right time for the devil to tempt him. And for those of us in marriages and in relationships, the times that we are most vulnerable are the times where our relationships are struggling. That is when there are ongoing issues in your marriage or in your relationship, where you get to a point where you feel emotionally distant from your partner, where there are unresolved issues in your relationship, which is impacting on the health of your relationship. These are the times, man, woman, you need to be extra careful, because temptation literally is knocking on your door. This is the point that it's really easy for you to let your guard down because your relationship is not what you want it to be at that point in time. Unfortunately, people get overcome by this temptation by a little indulgement here, a little indulgement here. Most people do not fall into temptation just because they want to hurt their spouses or hurt their partners. There's always a need that they need met, that they feel that their partners or their spouses are not able to meet those needs because of the nature of their relationship. Unfortunately, it becomes a bottomless black hole that once you get in, it becomes very, very difficult for you to get out. The sad thing is, the consequence of cheating, of unfaithfulness, does not only affect the person involved, but does affect everyone around them. I just want to share 3 principles that I am guided by in my own relationship in relation to how I avoid or minimize temptations. Principle number 1 for me is decide beforehand, decide before the temptation really comes, what your stance is going to be. What do I mean? Do not wait until you find yourself in that situation, then you make a decision if you want to fall to that temptation or not. You are actually very powerless when you wait to make that decision at the point of temptation. Learning from Jesus' example in the wilderness, he had the word in him. He was ready with the word to counter the temptation that was brought before him. I believe that it starts with that decision that you make and that commitment that you make to yourself and to your partner, that you are going to stick with them and to them only. The important thing of making that commitment and decision even before you get into that temptation is because it helps you to be able to do the right things that will help you to be able to stick to that commitment. Principle number 2 is identifying situations that make you prone to falling into temptation. That could include the friends you hang out with. Are these people who see nothing wrong with cheating? Are these people who engage you in conversations that makes you feel that cheating is normal? Are there some movies that you watch that makes you feel more tempted? Are there some places that you go that makes it easier for you to be tempted? It is up to you to decide what these situations are that makes you more prone to falling into temptation and avoiding them with your life. In fact, we are admonished in the Bible to flee from sexual lust. Principle number 3 is being accountable to someone. Whether you're falling into temptation or you're trying to safeguard yourself from falling into temptation, it is very important that there is someone in your life who is trustworthy that you can be accountable to. I believe that there's wisdom in every couple having another trustworthy couple that they respect and are accountable to, because it will help you in your time of difficulty. I believe the thoughts shared in this video are useful and are challenging to you to consider how you set yourself up in order not to fail when temptation comes knocking at the door. I am conscious that temptation may not come as simple as I have made it sound, but I believe that these principles shared in this video will be very useful for you whenever you find yourself in a very difficult, tempting situation. And I just want to leave you with one thought that perhaps you could try. Try having that honest and open conversation with your partner about what you expect from each other should the unfortunate happen where one of you falls into sexual sin outside your relationship. Thank you for watching, and please do consider sharing this video and subscribing if you haven't already. Until I come your way again, God bless us all.